dog, if you're small time, don't be embarrassed. Everybody's small time. Don't be embarrassed, you know? Yeah. But then don't be a whack, don't be a lazy small time nigga. Be the hardest working small time nigga you can be. If you need to start doing talent shows, do those talent shows, my nigga. You understand what I'm saying? Do those fucking competitions, do whatever you can, meet people, fucking network, dude. No one knows you. Who are you? Nobody's special. Show people you're special.
Yeah, I mean.
So with that said, let's talk about some real issues right now.
Cool.
With regards to music right now.
Cool.
Now, in my opinion, and people might hate me for saying this, I feel like the quality of music is just declining by the year. But in essence, I will say that there are standout artists who are actually growing with the times.
Absolutely.
But an album just doesn't feel the way it did when we were kids. Nowadays, like it's not a thing where you're gonna bump the album for the next 5 to 10 years anymore. I feel like that era, like it sort of stopped with I'd say maybe from 2014, 15. I'm saying that because there was Kendrick, there was Cole, there was Drake. Drake had if you're reading This Is Too Late and all that stuff. So
love that
now
album.
It feels like the albums just play for that era and then it's dead. What do you think was the formula that they had back then to keep us coming back? And Vele, what is that formula? I mean, dude, you still listen to Reasonable Doubt like now. You still listen to
Till I die. Till I die.
What is that formula? What do you think that formula is?
Well, I'm afraid I have to disagree with you. Like, on the music is dead. Like, the quality's declining. Because you need to understand, like, the era we're living in now. You see, when you know, like, I'm gonna just speak on Reasonable Doubt, Illmatic. I'm gonna speak on that era. That was the album era. You know? Then you have the DJ Drama mid-2000s Gangsta Grills era. That was our era. Let me tell you something that you're gonna be so shocked at the realization. One can argue about Lil Wayne and what say Nas's career. You know, people will say Nas had a more credible career because he had album, this, that. But you see, in the mixtape era, let's also not ignore, there were more songs being made. In the mixtape era, do you know that people were just releasing whatever beat they could get on if they were gonna murder it? They would just get on it, you know? You know, in the album era, it was so restricted. Like, if the beat was for this album, it's only gonna be with this artist. During the mixtape era, if I can rip that beat better than that rapper ever did, I'm gonna do that. We wouldn't have Ski Mask, the Slum Gods, Cash Me Outside when he ripped that Missy Elliott beat. You know, it had us thinking, damn, Timbo, maybe you should set Ski Mask some beats. You know what I mean? We live in a beautiful generation. Dude, the old school, like I said, before I deviate, let's go back to Lil Wayne and Nas. One thing about the album era, why the album eras could have been so great is because all the effort that all these rappers put into releasing a sea of mixtapes, the rappers in the album era put into that album. So in the album era, it seems like 9 mixtapes in one album. Now imagine if Lil Wayne didn't release the dedications or the droughts. Imagine if he took all that material and put that into the Carter 3 plus all the material he had for the Carter 3. Carter 3 would have been a colossal album, wouldn't it? It would have had the Poet's Laureate, you know what I'm saying? You would have heard endless verses and endless metaphors, but instead, Weezy actually showed he was a new generation genius. Weezy's put out more music than Nas. And for Weezy to be able to captivate people on so many mixtapes consistently, plus releasing Carter 3, which was heavily impressive, you know, and still being able to have iconic lines on Carter 4 after releasing No Ceilings, which was also lit. Ah, come on. Like the old generation. You know what I hate about traditionalist and purist thinking in hip hop? We immortalize the old school and the golden era like that was the only era in rap. That was great. That era hip hop mutated. Hip hop isn't dead. Why does Schoolboy Q sell more than these trap artists? But the trap artists are so-called in the limelight. They're just in the limelight because they have commercial appeal. But with the internet, it has allowed us to subscribe. Do you understand? Bishop Nehru still does great numbers online. Joey Badass still does great numbers online. Schoolboy Q outsells these dudes. Cole and Kendrick go platinum. They actually go platinum. And people like Travis Scott, even though people will say that he makes trap music, but then the musicality in Travis Scott is exclusive to this generation. His contribution to hip hop is exclusive to this generation. We'll never get another Travis Scott. He's almost like a Kurt Cobain in his own way. He's almost like Kurt Cobain meets Roger Troutman in a dark gothic, in a dark gothic context within trap and hip hop. And look at how definitive that has been for this generation. And 10 years from now, we don't appreciate it now, but 10 years from now, we're gonna look back and be like, but wow, we had a gem with Travis. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like, I feel like this era rap is better than it's ever been. I mean, even in battle rap, bro, the greats of the 90s, they will not last in the ring with today's top tiers, bro. We've seen that. Even Cassidy's last battle, dude, like, it's bad. Like, it's really bad. Even from the 2000s, you can't even survive, dude. You know what I'm saying? Jay Mills is having a hard time, even though he's really doing his thing. But like, dude, hip hop right now, I feel like from a traditionalist perspective, there's no structure. And I'll agree, you know? There's no, sticking to the fundamentals. You understand what I'm saying? There's none of that. However, dude, hip hop is reinventing itself. During the South in mid-2000s, you had Tippino, Fofos, rapped in Chrome Rolls. Look at what ASAP did and took that. They took that and turned it into an entire lifestyle, into an entire clothing brand. Now it's like ASAP's blueprint, you know what I'm saying? The ad-lib and everything, it's crazy, Like, this entire generation, this new generation, yes, is there a lot more bubblegum stuff? Absolutely. But is there a lot more real stuff? Absolutely. Like, if Killer Mike and them are still able to have great careers, if Jid and Dreamville, if Road to Dreamville 3 was trending yesterday, hip hop is dead? Nah, I don't believe that narrative. I'm sorry. That's more of like a bitter, and I'm not saying you, but like that's like a bitter East Coast crybaby version. A bitter East Coast crybaby rhetoric, because they want hip hop to be boom bap. They want hip hop to be like it was in the 90s. But if that's all hip hop was, it would die. It would be like disco. It would be like everything. Hip hop actually it's the only music that sets the tone because of how free and how accessible it is and how it goes beyond the boundaries. But where I can agree with you though is when people say, I'm not a rapper, I'm an artist, but you're using the guise of hip hop. But then you don't want people to judge you as a rapper. So you want to be exempt from like the criteria that it makes. You know what I'm saying? That's people start auto-tuning and stuff like that and getting like ghostwriters, and they'll be like, I'm just an artist, I'm not a rapper.